Good boy, Kaiba. Too busy devouring his treats finally. He's been kind of ignoring them this week. So he has a little bit of a stockpile going. He's pretty upset this week. Daddy's been upset too. It's been a hard week this week, eh, Kaiba? Kaiba hasn't liked it because of the storm. It's been raining lots, so he hasn't been able to go for his extra walks. So he's pretty sad. And for me, it's been a really rough week at work. Slowly, hopefully, things will change, but it's taking time and lots of stress, lots of challenges. I promised myself that if I ever showed you guys my face, I would make this video, though. Today feels like a good day to do it. This feels like a good week to do it. It's funny because this week I actually wanted to do the Foundations Week stuff just so that I would have time to work on some decks. There's a few that I want to update, and I wanted to build that Spirit deck, and I wanted to build my 5 Dragons deck. I've sorted out the cards for them. They're sitting over here. Go past my Coke in the boxes. But, hey, Kaiba. Can you get kisses? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Kaiba's a star, so I'm kind of leaving it on him for now. But I will put my face on this in a few minutes. When he decides he doesn't want to be the star anymore. But, yeah, I wanted to build decks, but my depression's been really bad this week. And, that's what I wanted to talk about. I've kind of wanted to put out a video there just to, like, do a sort of summary of, like, why I am who I am and, about the importance of, mental health and why I, made this channel, essentially. I'll apologize if I get a bad angle on this, but I did pretty decent last time. Hi, it's me, the Lord of Forbidden Decks. I'm not going to give my actual name, but a lot of my friends know that I go by Gurney, so I'll give you that. That's what I usually use when I go online and play games and stuff. I go by Gurney Ambara, so that's what we'll put for my name in the channel. But I like the Lord of the Forbidden Decks just because that was the original concept of the channel, was to make Forbidden Decks. Hey Kaiba, you're still in the video shot too, don't worry. But yeah, I realized that what I wanted to do is I wanted to put out my story, and I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I don't know, it's hard to do it. It's not something that's easy to do. But I've put it out there bits and pieces over time, I suppose. You guys have gotten some clues to where I'm at, but I've never really... Holy crap, this is hard on my arm. I've never really actually, like, explained much of anything. I just want to make sure I'm still recording. Okay, yes. And I wanted to do that today just because, like I say, it's been a really crappy week. And I've been pretty down, and I wanted to do some interaction with you guys, because I thought that would be a good idea for me. Also, this came up on my feed, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm going to probably play it 2 or 3 times throughout the video, just because it really is something that I think everybody should hear, and yeah. So, we'll start with that, and then I'll continue with what I'm talking about. Assuming my computer wants to do its thing. I will someday eventually get a new computer, but I can't afford that right now. Can't afford a lot of things right now. Keeping this channel up is actually a lot harder than I expected it to be. But I'm gonna work on that. I'll figure that out. So I'm not super.
If you're in a place where you think you need help, if something arises in your life that hits you just hits you in the feels, I feel like you're alone, and you have to cry, and no
Why
one
does
will
it
be there to
freeze?
talk to you. Let it out. It's good for your mental health. It's good for you. It doesn't make you any less of a man. That's a lie. There's always someone there for you. Get it. Ask for it. Reach out. You should try as much as you can to just live life for yourself. Text somebody. Call somebody. They have their losses. They have their sacrifices, but they still get up every day and do what they gotta do. There's nothing harder that you can do in the world, but there's nothing more courageous as well. To soldier on and get through the day without pointing the finger at everybody else. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. For all those people out
See if
there,
it'll go through
if you're
this
in a
time without
place
actually
where you think you
skipping.
need help, if something arises in your life that hits you just hits you in the feels, I feel like you're alone, and you have to cry, and no one will be there to talk to you. Let it out. It's good for your mental health. It's good for you. It doesn't make you any less of a man. That's a lie. There's always someone there for you. Get it. Ask for it. Reach out. You should try as much as you can to just live life for yourself. Text somebody. Call somebody. They have their losses. They have their sacrifices, but they still get up every day and do what they gotta do. There's nothing harder that you can do in the world, but there's nothing more courageous as well. To soldier on and get through the day without pointing the finger at everybody else. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
So I got that in my feed like a week and a half ago, and I've been meaning to respond to it, but again, finding the courage, finding the desire to do this is it's not been easy, but it's something I need to do. And if you guys will stick with me through this video, I promise we'll open a few packs of Destiny at the end. But for now, I just want to tell you about a little bit about why I'm doing this and about myself and what we're doing here. So I've I've been struggling with my mental health my entire life. Um, whether other people want to see it that way, whether other people want to admit that, family, friends, school teachers, etc. It's never been easy for me since as far as I can remember. My parents have always fought. I always used to tell a joke in school to try and like make it seem like it didn't bother me. That my mom was born in. My mom's family all comes from England and Great Britain, and my dad's family all comes from Germany. So you know they were destined to fight and such. And they did split up eventually, but it took them years to decide to do that. But I I had struggles my entire childhood with people bullying me, and I never really felt like I fit in anywhere per se. I've always been that kid who just had too big an imagination and didn't know when to stop talking, kind of thing. Um, and that's partially because of my ADHD. I found out later in life, but I that's just my personality. Like it's just who I was. It's not who I am anymore necessarily for the most part, but I still am pretty imaginative and I still like being creative. I've just toned it down a lot because of life experiences and things like that. But I I've been diagnosed with a bunch of different stress disorders throughout my life. Acid reflux I was diagnosed with when I was 10. I developed like migraine kind of conditions in my teenage years that can only be treated by with like these really severe painkillers, which is ridiculous. I've looked them up online, and it's not really something that people should take on a consistent basis, but it's what works for me, and it's the only thing that has. Um, my body is slowly falling apart, and I know it is. I'm losing teeth, I'm losing my hair, things like that. But I deal with it as best I can, and I keep pushing on because it's what we need to do in life. It's you can't give up. As hard as it is to not give up, you can't give up. Um, when I was a teenager, my parents gave me a poem called "Don't Quit," and I can't recite it off the top of my head, but I remember how important that poem was, and whenever I got really, really down and times were tough, I just remembered that I need to check that poem and read it again, and it gave me the spirit to try and keep pushing forward. But I mean, it's hard. I'm gonna be the first to admit it, and I want to put this out there because I want other people to be able to know that it's okay to put this kind of thing out there. I know we mental health isn't as like in the dark as it used to be. Don't get me wrong, but there's still a lot of uh, hate against it, and there's still a lot of people who doubt it, and um, who won't understand what you're going through. But I understand, and I want to put that out there, and I want to make sure that other people know that there's always somebody you can talk to and get help from, whether it be a family member or a friend or just hop in some sort of online Discord and just look for somebody to talk to. But there's going to be people who will want to help you because it matters. You matter. Um, and it took me a long time to really figure that out and try to change myself. And it cost me a lot more than I wish it had. And I know for years I would look at everybody else and say it was their problem and it was their fault that I was the way I was. And I've come to realize that like I have been affected by like a whole lot, don't get me wrong, but it's my I have to be the one who has to own it, and I have to be the one who has to deal with it and push forward and do the best I can for him. I need to do everything I can to stay here for him and to give him the best life that I can because that's what he deserves. Kaiba is my everything. Um, I honestly don't know what I'll do when I lose him, but right now, he is my whole world. Him and this channel. Um, and when I have days like today, and when I have weeks like this week, and I'm trying my best not to cry, but it is what it is. Um, being able to come here and make a video and put it out there and knowing that you guys will tune in and give the occasional comment and the occasional like, and it means a lot. I want you to know how much it means. There are days where Kaiba and this channel are the only reasons why I want to go to bed. There are days where I don't want to go to bed at all. And it's because of these things that I push myself forward. And I'm going to keep pushing myself forward. And I'm going to make this channel the best channel I can make it. I'm going to make his life the best life I can make it. And I can only do that with your guys' help. And I can only change and become a better person if I can continue doing this. I need this. It's not that I want this. It's not that I'm doing this for the money or anything like that because chances are I'll never get monetized. I understand that. I know that. And it's not why I started this channel. It's not what that's not what this channel is about. I started this channel because I wanted to share my love of cards with somebody. I wanted somebody to listen to how much my cards meant to me, and I had somebody who understood that, but I pushed that person out of my life, and I became ill and I couldn't deal with the illness, and I tried to make that I tried to make her deal with the illness, and I shouldn't have done that. It shouldn't have been on her, and I feel terrible about what I put her through over the last few years. And I'm glad that she's doing a lot better, and I'm glad that she's moved on with her life and she's in a much happier place because she deserves to be. And I hope someday that I'll be in that sort of place too. Yes, Kaiba, you're over here. I know. You're very cute. You want to come and give Daddy a snuggle? Come here. Good boy. But that's why I do this. That's why we're here. And every time you guys tune in, you give me the support that I need to keep believing that something will change and I can make a difference and I can get better. And yeah, like I really don't have a lot of friends to reach out to. I reach out to the ones that I can, but I don't have very many, and I often feel really bad about reaching out to them, to be honest, because I feel like I'm burdening them with my crap all the time. But this this space on the internet is mine and Kaiba's, and nobody can take that away from us. Nobody can bring that down. It's ours and it's yours, and it's a safe place for everybody to be comfortable. And eventually I want to make a Discord channel when I figure out how the hell to do that, and maybe we'll all be able to get together and talk in there about how much we love cards and stuff, and that'd be great. But for now, just being able to make videos and have people tune in and watch them, it means the world to me. Yes, Kappa, you're a good boy. I don't know why it blurs when my arm's up there, but anyways. But yeah, I think that's enough. I don't want to. I don't want to make this a whole tear-jerking video. I wanted to do something fun to try and push on with the day. Like I say, that's why we're here. That's what we do on this channel. We open packs of cards. We talk about how cool the card art is, and we talk about how we can use them in different decks and stuff. And yeah. So I'm gonna open these, and then I think I might play that video one or two more times at the end just to really reinforce the message. Shout out to Lunatic Guy for creating that. It's a really awesome tribute. He did a really great job of editing that together. I wish I understood how to do some editing skills like that. I'm starting to learn some stuff with the CapCut program that you guys have seen me use, but I'm definitely not there yet. All right, let's see what this pack has. Who knows? Maybe we'll pull something cool. And I mean, even if I run... Oh, we got a double-sided card. Nice. Even if I run out of the ability to keep buying packs and stuff, at the very least, I can always keep building decks with the massive amount of cards that I have, and keep sharing them with you guys. And yeah, it's awesome. It's nice to have a space to be myself and to share myself with you guys and know that somebody's going to listen. So let's see what we got. Alert Heed Bonder. That's an interesting one. Vigilance, 2/4 for 3. At the beginning of your end step, you gain 1 life for each. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Too bad it's not a cat. That would have went amazingly in my cat deck that gives everything vigilance, but I still like that one. What the heck is that? I feel like it's missing something here. Like maybe some flavor text or something? Is this like a misprint? Is there supposed to be something there? Let me know in the comments. I'm not even sure. It's a 7-3 for 5. Alright. Failed inspection. Counter target spell, draw a card, then discard card. Nice. Cost 4, but still nice. Prying Eyes. Cost 6, draw 4 cards, and discard 2. Less nice, but still pretty solid. I'm going to admit it, though, because of the mana cost. Crocanura. Reach. Evolve. Ooh, I do like Evolve. That is always fun. And that makes this thing get really powerful per chance as a defender, so that's nice. Our double-sided card is the Tangleclaw Werewolf, which can block an additional creature each combat, which is nice. So you can double block with it. And if you pay 6 and a green, you can transform it and make it a 4/6 with Vigilance, and it has to be blocked if able. And it can also block each combat an additional creature. So has the same ability as the front side, but in addition it gains Vigilance and has to be blocked when it attacks, which is pretty solid. That is actually a pretty decent werewolf. I think I already have that one on my deck, though. Sanguine Evangelist. Battle Cry. Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0. Nice. Costs 3 to put in a 2/1. And whenever it enters the battlefield or dies, you get to create a black bat. Ooh. I have a good deck to put that one in. I like that one. Disperse. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Solid. Primal Plasma. As it enters the battlefield, it becomes your choice of a 3/3 creature, a 2/2 creature with flying, or a 1/6 creature with defender. Interesting. I like the variety in that. Rebuke. Destroy target attacking creature. Centaur Courser. 3/3. With some flavor text. Lobber Crew. 2 and a red for a Goblin Warrior with Defender, 0/4. Tap it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you get to untap. Ooh, I like that. Creeping Chill. Deals 3 damage to each opponent, you gain 3 life. Whenever it's put into your graveyard from your library, you may exile it. If you do, it deals 3 damage to each opponent, you gain 3 life. Interesting. And Dark Favor. Enchanted creature enters a battlefield. Or no, when this enters, you lose a life. An enchanted creature gets +3/+1. So you lose 1 life, but you get to buff a creature pretty solid. That's awesome. If it had Flash, it'd be even more amazing, but I'll take that. Pretty solid start. Hopefully we can pull a legendary and keep our streak alive. I really don't want... Oop. Oh, this pack is messed. Sorry, we're going to go off screen for a second. I'm going to try and fix it without looking too much at whatever I'm looking at, just so I can not spoil too much for you guys. Alright, I think I got it fixed. Okay, here we go. Tameo meets the Story Circle. Until your next turn, whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, it gets -2/-0 until end of turn. Discard any number of cards, then investigate twice for each card discarded. Shuffle up to 3 target cards from your graveyard into your library. That is a weird saga for 2. I am sure that's really useful in the right deck, but that is a weird saga for 2. Stormkirk Control. Deals combat damage to a player, you get to put +1/+1 counter on it. It's a Vampire Soldier card, costs 5 to put into play, but gets to keep buffing itself, which is pretty solid. I'll top it. I'll mid it. Yeah, I'll admit it. If it had flying or something, then I would definitely do it, but this looks cool. Thorn Thallid. It's from 1994. Damn. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on Thorn Thallid. Pay 0, remove 3 spore counters from Thorn Thallid to have it deal 1 damage to any target. Okay. That's really funny. It takes a lot for you to... Hey, look, a Thallid. We're getting funguses. This is good, because I have a fungus deck. I can replace some of the other cards with more funguses. During your upkeep, put a spore counter on Thallid. Pay 0, remove 3 spore counters from Thallid to put a Saproling token into play. It's a 1/1 green creature token. Nice. Two very old cards from 1994. I wonder if either of them are worth some money. Emerald Gear Smasher. Sacrifice an artifact. This thing deals 2 damage to each opponent. Geese. Wetland Sandbar. That's probably going to be the first one I put to the bottom. It's just a 2/1 for how much? 3? No, 2. Oh, it's not so bad, but still. Eh. No legendaries so far still, though. Lightning Diadem. Enchant creature, and when this thing enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to target creature or player, and the enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Costs 6 to put into play, though. I'm going to bottom that one too, I think. First land, Temple of Triumph. In the Fallout style. Nice. Scryland. Always good. Mountain. Also good. Selesnya Guildgate. Alright, we definitely picked up our lands in this pack. Larder Zombie. Costs 1 for a 1/3 with Defender. Tap 3 untapped creatures you control. Look at the top card of your library. You can put it into your graveyard. I'll admit that. That's decent. Slitherhead is okay as well because it costs nothing to do the scavenge part, which I like. They only cost 1 to put into play. Night Market Lookout. Whenever it becomes tapped, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Ooh, and it's a rogue. Nice. I'm going to put that one up top, actually. Expedite. Target creature gains haste until end of turn, and you get to draw a card. Very nice. Shackles of Treachery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature until end of turn gains haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy an equipment attached to it. I already have a couple of copies of this one. It's not bad. It's weird about the equipment part, but I still love cards that let me steal people's stuff for the one deck, so I'm gonna admit it. And a Gruul Guildgate. So we definitely pulled a lot of lands in that pack. Alright. We'll do one more pack. If we don't get a legendary today, I'm sure we'll get one next week. I'm not too worried about that. I am worried that this pack will be messed up like the last one, but it doesn't seem to be so far, which is good. And no double-sided cards in this one. Also an interesting feat. Alright, let's see if we pull a legendary this time. Thrillkill Assassin for 2. It's a 1/2 with Death Touch and a leash. I do like that one. I have another copy of it already, but it's nice to have a second. Ooh, Marry a Duck Brandy Book. I can't remember if I've pulled him before or not. But that is our legendary. We got a legendary! I'm a little slow to the uptake on that one, sorry. Whenever one or more halflings you control attack a player, create a food token. Nice. I really want to build a halflings deck eventually. And I have a pretty good idea of who I'm going to use as the commander. It's just a question of whether I'm going to buy a second copy of that card or whether I'm going to pull it from my commander party deck. Populate. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. An insanely awesome instant for 3. Warden of Evo's Isle. Flying. Creature spells with flying you cast. Nice. I did want to get an extra copy of that for another deck. Ooh, Aven Cloud Chaser. Old school art. Flying. Whenever this comes into play, destroy target enchantment. Nice. Cost 4, but still nice. Pit Fight. Target creature you control fights another target creature. Nice. Only costs 2 to put into play. And it's an instant. Okay, I'm on board with that. Briar Hydra. Trample. Domain. Whenever this thing deals combat damage to a player, put X+1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the number of basic land types among lands you control. Nice. That's a really solid card. Not sure what deck I'm going to put it in yet, but solid. Envoy of the Ancestors. Outlast. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. But you can only do it as a sorcery, and you have to tap it as part of the Outlast. Interesting. And modify creatures you control have life. Ooh, that's really nice. We got ourselves a room, ticket booth, and tunnel of hate. When you unlock this door, manifest dread. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gains. Ooh, nice. I don't think I had that one yet. Spectral Snatcher. Ward, discard a card. Swamp Cycling. 6/5 for 6. It's not bad. It's not great, though. I do like the ward part, which is why it's going to go mid. Whenever Fear of the Dark attacks, if defending player controls no glimmer creatures, it gains menace and death touch. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put that up there. Fourth Bridge Prowler. When this thing enters the battlefield, you may have target creature get -1/-1 until end of turn. That's okay. Ooh, another older card. Sort of. 93 to 2003. Still decent. Hundrogue. 7 cost for 4/7 with cycling 3. New links are being added to the food chain on a daily basis. Riptide Project Researcher. I like that. Flavor text is nice on that one. I'm going to put it up top just because of the flavor text. Verdant Automaton. Costs 2 to put a 1/2 into play, but you can play 3 and a green to put a +1/+1 counter on it. I'm going to mid that. And finally, a Carnivorous Moss Beast. 4/5 for 6, pay 7, 2 green involved, to put a +1. Yeesh. I almost think I have to put that one to the bottom, actually, because I put the Automaton in the middle for its cost. Alright, well, we did pretty solid today. We pulled a lot of really cool cards. I'm really curious if any of the 3 here are actually worth anything, so I'll be checking that out when I get off of making this video. But in the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in and for listening to me. I will give you one more shot of the pug, who is now sleeping. And like I say, I just want to end off with this if it will play for you guys 1 or 2 more times through, depending on whether it skips. If it doesn't skip, I'll only play it once. And if you guys want to leave, you can, of course.
If you're in a place where you think you need help, if something arises in your life that hits you in the feels, I feel like you're alone, and you have to cry, and no one will be there to talk to you. Let it out. It's good for your mental health. It's good for you. It doesn't make you any less of a man. Once in a while, there's always someone there for you. Get it. Ask for it. Reach out. Try as much as you can to just live life for yourself. Text somebody, call somebody. They have their losses, they have their sacrifices, but they still get up every day and do what they gotta do. There's nothing harder that you can do in the world, but there's nothing more courageous as well. To soldier on and get through the day without pointing the finger at everybody else. There's nothing wrong with asking for help.
Much love to you all from me. You take care. Bye.